Psalm 54, closed with praise. David stood on the far side of deliverance and lifted his voice in gratitude. Psalm 55 opens in a different register. The crisis is fresh, and the wound is open. David does not begin with confidence here. He begins with a cry. This is a psalm of David, and the superscription marks it for the chief musician with stringed instruments. The occasion is not specified in the heading, but the content points to a period of intense personal betrayal, one of the most painful seasons in David's life. The psalm is raw and unguarded. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Psalm 55, verse 1. David opens with a direct appeal. Give ear is the language of urgent petition. It is the same word used when a parent bends down to hear a child. David is asking God to lean in, to listen, to not be distant. The second phrase carries the actual force. Hide not thyself from my supplication. This is the fear underneath the prayer. David is pleading that God would not be silent. The word supplication refers to a request for grace, a cry from someone who has no leverage and no recourse except God's mercy. David knows he cannot demand anything. He can only ask. This is an honest prayer, not polished nor formal. It is the prayer of a man who needs God to be present and fears what it would mean if he were not. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. Psalm 55, verse 2. David repeats his appeal. Attend unto me and hear me. This repetition is not careless. It reflects the desperation of the moment. When a man is in genuine distress, he does not ask once and wait in quietness. He presses his request. I mourn in my complaint. The word translated mourn carries the picture of restless wandering, the pacing that comes when a man cannot settle his mind or his body. His complaint is not a formal grievance. It is the groaning of someone whose situation has become unbearable. And make a noise. This phrase describes a loud, disordered sound. David is not praying in quietness. He is crying out. This is significant. God does not require polished language or controlled emotion. He receives the noise of a broken man just as readily as the composed words of a settled one. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. Psalm 55, verse 3. Now David names the source of his distress. It is the wicked enemy. Two things characterize what they do. First, they cast iniquity upon him. The word cast means to bring something down on a person, to load it onto them. They are heaping false charges on David, accusations designed to crush him. Second, they hate him in wrath. This is not a mild dislike, but an active hatred. The wrath here is not a passing emotion. It is a settled disposition that drives their actions against him. David names both the external pressure and the internal malice of his enemies. He brings all of it before God.